Hey, what's going on? It's Ryan Stewman, your favorite blogger at hardcorecloser.com, president, CEO, founder, entertainer, educator over at breakfreeacademy.com. And listen, I have got one heck of a video on sales for you today. This is important because if you work in sales, it's all about closing the deal. You know, the more hands you shake, the more money you make, but you're going to shake a whole bunch of hands. And if you never close any sales from the hands that you shake, then you're never going to make more money. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is how to not only close sales, but how to increase your sales as well. And there's several ways that you can do this. I'm going to use the old whiteboard behind me to illustrate. And listen, I just want to forewarn you, I am not an artist. I am not a good drawer. I am not like a whiteboard guy. I am not Bob Ross. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this whiteboard, and you're probably going to struggle to read it, but it's going to help me out, and it's just going to be some kinesthetic learning for you as well, because it's all about closing the sale. Now, here's what the thing is. Like, most people don't think of sales as closing, and there's a distinct difference between closing a sale and selling. Really, selling is a lot like marketing. Right? Marketing is where you're out there and you're prospecting and you're talking to people and you're getting people talking about you and you're doing things. Closing is when the exchange of money for your service or your product is exchanged, right? So just so that we're clear on that, selling is when you're talking and listening and prospecting and marketing and everything else, and closing is when money exchanges hands. You see the difference there? See, a lot of people think that selling is closing. They're like, oh man, I was out there closing all day long. If you didn't make money, you didn't close. Okay, so like, let me say that one more time. If you didn't make money, you didn't close. So I'm going to teach you how to increase your sales, but I'm going to also teach, really with repeat business. And I'm also going to teach you how to close more deals. Now, first of all, let me draw this little thing here, okay? So here's your prospect, okay? Little stick figure. They're smiling. They got a little frown on their face, and they've got this problem, right? We'll just call it the dilemma, the prospect's problem, right? And so they've got this problem, and it's our job as salespeople, not closers. It's our job as salespeople to first identify that problem. The only way that you can identify a person's problem is by asking them questions. You see, oftentimes people think selling is telling. They're like, try to talk their way into a sale. But the truth is, you're going to talk your way out of a close. You're more likely to screw a sale up by talking than you are to talk your way into a sale. So just know that, right? The more you talk, the less money you make. That's just what it is. He who speaks the least earns the most. That's a saying that I made up and coined a long time ago, and I say it all the time. So the first thing is you have to identify what that problem is, okay? So they've got a problem, and you have to identify it. And if you want to close the deal, you've got to identify that problem. Because I tell my sales team all the time, we have sales meetings every single day, Monday through Friday, every single morning here at Break Free Academy. First thing we do every day, 9:13 is we have a sales meeting. And I tell my sales staff, listen, you are not salespeople. You are problem solvers. You're looking for the prospect's problem because nobody opts into our funnels. Nobody gives us their name, email address, and phone number. Nobody comes to us because they think I'm cool or because they think that our stuff's funny, even though I might be cool. And it is pretty damn funny, by the way. But that's not why people sign up for our stuff. People sign up for our stuff because they have Anybody want to guess what that stands for? Anybody? You leave it in the comments. We'll wait. It stands for big ass problem. They've got a big ass problem. And the only way that you know what somebody's problem is if they tell you. You're not a mind reader. You're not my friend Marshall Silver. You can't look at somebody and go, your problem is you need more money, right? You can't do that. None of us, I don't care who you think you are, none of us are like dog whisperers where somebody doesn't even have to communicate with us in order to have a problem. And speaking of the dog whisperer, I was telling my wife the other day, I think I'm going to stop going to the doctor. I think I'm just going to start going to veterinarians because, I mean, they're the real heroes of the game. Like, dogs ain't saying where it hurts or what's wrong with them, but somehow the vet always figures it out and cures it. And the vets always cure things, and doctors don't ever cure things. I'm like, next time I'm going to start barking and I'm going into a veterinarian because those guys handle business and solve problems. So kudos to you guys. Y'all are the real closers, veterinarians. So anyway, back to my story here. They've got this big problem, and it's your job to ask questions to identify it, okay? Because here's where they're at. They're right here. And where they want to be is over here where their problem is solved, right? So the problem that most salespeople face is that they're not identifying the problem. The way to identify the problem is to ask questions. And once you've asked questions, and you're not asking questions that are just general questions. If you go into a sales conversation and you're not prepared, that's like going to war without a machine gun. Think about that for a second. If you go into a sales conversation and you don't already have questions prepared to ask that prospect, every single prospect, not just that prospect, that's like going to war without a machine gun. Matter of fact, it's like going to war with a slingshot against somebody with a machine gun. You see, you've got to have 6 to 10 questions that you know you're going to ask that prospect that's going to draw out the problem that they have so that you can solve it, okay? Now, here's what I know. Today, I was having a sales conversation with a guy, and he was saying that he was working 14 hours a day, and he was saying that, you know, he had a wife and kids, and he was working 14 hours a day, and he was making about $500 a day, and it was just absolutely killing him. And here's what I know about that. I didn't start saying, well, you know, here's how we can work 14 hours a day and make $1,000 a day, right? I asked him, I said, how much do you love your wife and kids? He said, they mean the world to me. And I said, so your problem is that you don't need more money. You need to be able to work and make the money that you're making right now, $500 a day, and be able to spend time with your family too. How much does that mean to you? And I said, do you realize the cost of, he had talked about missing his daughter's school dance and because he was working that day. And I said, how much did you make that day? And he said, I made $500. And I said, so it cost $500 was worth more than a lifetime memory with your daughter. It stung. It did. But he thought his problem was that he needed more money, which he may not. I don't know about his bills. But really the problem is he needed more time so he could spend with his family. He needed to take that 14-hour day and collapse it down into an 8-hour day so he can make his daughters dance, so he can be a better husband to his wife, right? So you have to ask questions that sometimes you might think are a little deep or maybe none of your business or whatever, but you have to ask questions to identify that problem, because what we do as salespeople, our job is to build the bridge between that problem and the solution so that this guy can walk across that bridge and become this guy. All right? That's real talk. See, most people think that their job is just to talk somebody into taking action or talk somebody into making a decision or talk somebody into closing a sale. It's a lot easier that once they walk across this bridge, see, when they get to this side over here, they just want to give you their money. Okay, you know the solution? I'll pay you for it. Right now, if I got a problem in my life, I'd much rather pay to solve it than try to figure out how to solve it myself. Right? When I started making these videos, I would make them on my own, and it took a bunch of time, and I had to edit and everything else. And now I got a full crew of people that do this stuff with me, because my problem wasn't that I wasn't good at videos. My problem wasn't that I didn't have awesome things to say like I'm saying in this video. My problem was I needed more time. And so my solution was to hire a team of people. And somebody sold me on that, by the way, to hire a team of people that could help me put all of this stuff together. See, that's the bridge. The bridge I needed to walk across was labor. I needed to pay for labor. And I was glad to pay for that labor. So let's talk about the next thing here. Let me do this. Let me grab this. Let's talk about the next thing here. So that's how you close the deals. You take their big ass problem and you build the bridge that creates the solution. But now let's talk about increasing your sales, okay? So how do you make more of this? Right? Dollar signs. How do you make more of that? Okay? First thing that you can do is you can ask your satisfied customers for referrals. So many salespeople are scared to ask for referrals. But if you do a good job and they had a problem and now they have a solution and they're happy, don't you think you owe it to the people that they know to help them go through that same process, to help them walk across that bridge as well? Most salespeople are scared of asking for referrals because they don't want feedback that they didn't do a good job. Me, I know that I always do a good job. Every time I show up on a sales conversation, I close somebody, I deliver exactly what I'm supposed to. Matter of fact, I've got over 10,100 satisfied clients out there and only 20 refunds in the entire history of the business that I'm in. And I've been in this business for 8 long years, right? So I have no problem asking you to send me referrals if I solve your problem. I have no problem whatsoever in hitting the phones and saying, who do you know? Because I know that I'm going to help them in the same fashion that you were helped, okay? So referrals is number one. Number two is repeat business, right? If you want to make more money in sales and you're limited on your resources, then you're going to ask for referrals. You're going to ask for repeat business. When somebody buys a book from me, do I think, okay, cool, they bought a $10 book? Deuces. No, we have a process called the elevator to the top, okay? So we got a little elevator, split doors. And the elevator to the top means they buy a book for $10. Then we follow back up with them. We ask them, did they read the book? Did they like the book? Awesome. Do they want to generate leads like they learned in the book? And then we sell them phone sites.com. which is, at the time of this video, $19 a month or $199 per year. Okay, so then all of a sudden I've got $10 from them. They did a good job. I come back, I get $20 a month from them, and now they're building landing pages, which, by the way, we have a guy who's generated 632 leads in the last 4 days from one of his phone sites pages. He's absolutely killing it. He's like, dude, he's up on the leaderboard. This is a brand new product. It's only been out 2.5 weeks at this point, right? But so I'm selling them phone sites. When they come back and this guy says, hey, I generated 632 leads, I'm like, awesome, man. The next logical thing for you to do is become a funnel closer. So we can go to funnelcloser.com, and all of a sudden that program is a one-time fee of $997. You see, somebody might have bought a $10 book, and the average person go, hey, you know what? I made $10 today, right? Well, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back a week later and say, hey, you know what? Now I've made $30, $19 here, plus $10 for the book. And then when they say that they've gotten results from phone sites, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, well, let me teach you how to sell funnels. And then I'm going to charge them $997. Then once they sell a couple of funnels and they make 2,500 times 2 on selling the funnels, then I'm going to hit them up for our Break Free Academy entourage. And it's not my entourage, it's the entourage. And we have a group that's $5,000 a year for people to get involved in, where they can mastermind, share business, learn how to make videos, learn how to run Facebook ads, learn how to build badass landing pages, and everything in between. Come to our live events, get personal coaching from me 2 times a week. That's right, personal coaching from me, not some magic coach that shows up and he's like, hey, I've been certified by Stewman. Like the real deal, Ryan Stewman right here. I show up on a call twice a week with these folks and coach them, answer their Q&A, all that good stuff, right? And we do that for $5,000. And so I'm showing up and bumping them all the way to the top. And all of a sudden I took a $10 sale and I turned it into 30. Then I turned it into 1,030. Then I turned it into $6,030, all because I've walked them through the process. So think about this. If you're in mortgages, for example, and you get a real estate agent and they send you one deal, and then you ask the person that you closed, the one deal that you got, you ask them for referrals. Then you go back to the real estate agent and you ask them to send you more business. And then you ask the referrals of the referrals to send you more business. And then maybe you own a part of a title company too, so you start selling them a title policy. One of my most respected mentors that came up and taught me a lot of things early on. He owned a title company, a mortgage company, a real estate company, a development company, a building company, a survey company, an appraisal company, and a bunch of other things that all tied. So every time somebody bought something, they were buying a title policy from them, they were buying a mortgage from them, they were buying a house from them, they were buying a survey from them, they were buying an appraisal from them, they were buying in his development. Like he owned a little bit or all of every part of the equation so that he could get repeat business from them. He might sell a builder over here, one lot in one neighborhood, and then he starts developing another neighborhood, and he sells that same builder 2 lots in this neighborhood because they were successful with the one over here. And then there's another neighborhood, he might sell them 3 over there because now they're making the money. And so many salespeople, they think so short term. They think, okay, I made 1 sale, I'm out. Okay, man, I closed you, me and you, we're done, I'm out. I closed them, yeah. But the key is if you deliver what you say you're going to, and you do your job accordingly, what happens is you get referrals and repeat business, and that is the key to increasing your sales, increasing your money without having to go out into the marketplace and constantly getting a fresh inflow of leads. One thing we did last month was we cut it off. We didn't run any ads whatsoever. And we worked on asking our entire list for referrals and repeat business, and we had a record month. I would recommend you do the same. And by the way, if you're looking for an endless supply of leads, right? If you have never created a landing page, if you've never created a website, if you never created a sales funnel where you capture name, email address, and phone number of people who are interested in your product, and you know nothing about that stuff, and you're terrible with technology, and you struggle with that stuff, it's cool. Just go over to phonesites.com, that's phonesites.com, and for $19 a month, and in less than 5 minutes, from your mobile device, you can create an entire sales funnel, an entire landing page, a website with pictures, videos, interactions, upsells, downsells, buttons, and everything else in 5 minutes or less, all from this phone for $19 a month. Make sure you head over to phonesites.com and sign up. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you check out other videos on this channel. It's got awesome content all over the place. I appreciate you here. We'll catch you on the next one.